first and foremost, I think about what my faith tells me about my body. My faith tells me that my body is a temple, that it is something to be cherished and supported, that it houses something greater within me than the vessel is itself. So that's what I think of first. I think my faith tells me that God knows every hair on my head. And so I continue to recognize time and time again in Scripture the importance of our bodies and the ways in which they help us facilitate and move about the world that we know. But it also tells me to keep in perspective what matters most. Jesus was one who said, what good is it to gain the whole world if one forfeits their soul? Jesus also said, no greater love is anyone than this, that they would be willing to lay their life down for their friends. The famous love chapter that Apostle Paul offers in 1 Corinthians 13 talks about all the things of this life that will fade away, that will pass away, and yet there are three great lasting qualities that endure forever: faith, hope, and love. And he says the greatest of these is love. The spirit is ultimate, the body is flesh and temporary. That's what my faith tells me. Paul also tells us that our earthly bodies are just tents, and when we're done with them, something new is ahead of us in eternity, something that we can't even begin to imagine from this point. And so I trust that gift and my faith that tells me that we are souls with bodies and not bodies with souls. And so what does my faith then say about organ and eye and tissue donation? Well, it says that our bodies are gifts to us. It says that we should steward those gifts well, but they're flesh and not spirit. Our spirit goes on to the eternal care of God when our time on earth is finished. And so to me, I think it tells me that there's no greater stewardship of this vessel that I've been given than sharing whatever I can to bring life to another, to bring hope to another whose vessel could greatly benefit from something that I no longer need. And so what a beautiful gift. My faith tells me that our bodies are a gift, and ultimately a gift that can be shared forward. Something we all hope that we could be, of course. We think of so many people who are struggling and who are suffering, people that have conditions that require them to be on a transplant waiting list. Have to have these waking thoughts of, will this happen for me? And when might this happen for me? And what will it mean for somebody else for that to happen to me? What will it mean for another family? So we know that we can only begin to imagine the questions that these folks have to live with on a daily basis. I know somebody in my own life who's just recently joined the transplant waiting list. And the idea that there's a list, the list itself says that there's a lot of emotions going on when we're thinking about what it means to be waiting. And so for those people who are waiting, and for their families who are waiting, to know that you and I are willing, to know that their faith community is walking along with them, supporting them, knowing that their life matters. It matters to God. It matters to us. It should be something that we can steward forward of our own bodies if something should happen. And of course, nobody hopes for that. No one is longing for loss or harm for another, but we know that things happen. And to know that because we are talking about it, because we are encouraging others to consider the value and importance of being a donor, we can offer that commitment to our friends who are on these waiting lists as a symbol of hope. That commitment itself is a symbol of hope to the individuals and to families who are waiting for an organ to give them new life. And so I think that is a symbol, an easy one, that we can offer to those who find themselves in such a difficult time and situation, that they know people care and that they know people are willing. So that's a symbol of hope, I think. That your choice to donate is truly a gift. And it is good stewardship of the vessel that God has entrusted to you. And your gift can radically alter the life of another. Sometimes you won't see that gift, of course, if you're the donor, and your family may not ever get to see that gift either. My wife's father died when she was 13. And unfortunately, most of his organs were unable to be procured to help and support somebody else, but his eyes were able to be donated, and they were donated and shared with somebody else. My wife doesn't know who received that gift, but even 30 years later, for us to talk about it, it brings some comfort and joy to her to know that her father's eyes have given somebody else a gift in their life. And that's extraordinary. Sometimes you may get to see that gift come to fruition. There's a very touching story that you have likely heard, if you've been around organ donation much at all, about a father who lost his daughter abruptly. She was 20 years old, and they were able to give 4 of her organs to other people to help them live. And of those 4, one young man received her heart. And her father wanted to meet this person, and the young man who received the heart wanted to meet the father of the woman whose heart he now holds in his chest. And so this father who lived in the north and this man who received the gift lived in the south. The father took off on his bicycle, rode 1,400 miles on his bike as he reflected on the nature of this gift. And then when he finally met this man, this young man, it was a powerful moment as the young man unbuttoned his shirt, and the father, with a stethoscope in his ears, put it on the man's chest and could hear his own daughter's beating heart again. What a powerful present, what a powerful gift, what a powerful reminder at what it means for us to give life. And of course, our faith says, behold, here's a new creation. And so just as we shift and change and grow in this life and in the next, it's a gift that we can share with one another. So I hope that it is a gift that we can offer others too. And I hope that you all will consider being a donor.